Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Tonight we're going to check out the cold steel Tuff Lite. Now, why am I talking about this? So, a couple weeks ago I made a post on Reddit about, finger choils, sharpening choils, different ways to go about it. And usually my preference is knives such as this one, where you deploy them and you are already in position. Your cutting edge is close to your hand, yet it's guarded so you don't slip on it. And this is usually my preference because I deploy the knife, I don't have to readjust my grip, and I can get to work. Lately there's been a lot of designers that do this kind of trickery where you deploy the knife, and if you want to be in that sweet spot, you have to move your index and your whole hand in order to be where the knife wants you to be. And that's something that I personally do not love. I like knives that work immediately, knives that I don't have to readjust everything, especially when the handle is already pretty big, like on this one. Why do you not give me all of the cutting edge that you can bring this blade, bring this edge down closer to the pivot? But that's fine. This is still a pretty fun knife for what it is. The cold steel Tuff Lite does that, but in a way that makes sense. So this knife actually requires you to readjust your grip, but it's a tiny knife. That's the thing. This only has a 2.5 inches blade and only about 2 inches of cutting edge. So if you want to have decent ergonomics on such a tiny blade, you kind of have to pull this trick. And also the way that they made this knife is once you deploy it, your index finger is already right there and you're ready to get to work. So this is one of the few knives where this finger choil actually makes sense, especially because this one is guarded, as opposed to many designers now do this giant sharpening slash finger choil where the edge is still exposed. And that's, I'm here now, and if I'm working hard, you might get scratched or cut by this bit. Now this one in particular, it's basically dull because I sandblasted it. I will have to finish up this knife and I will show you what it looks like at the end of the modifications, but the way they do it here, it's perfect. It's guarded, and once you have it in hand, you kind of feel like a lame Wolverine with just one claw coming out of your thumb. And that's fine. This is fun to use. I generally use this on recycle days when I have to process a bunch of cardboard to stuff my recycle bin as much as I can. This is the one that I pull out. It comes with a very nice hollow grind. The edge, this one in particular, it's, I don't know if you can see it, but this is mostly a mirror finish. Or maybe, you know what, I would just call this a mirror finish. What do you think? I don't know how much you can see with this camera angle, but it's pretty mirrory. And it doesn't come like this, but it's pretty sharp out of the box, like most cold steel knives do. And it's really something that if you work in a warehouse environment or in construction or anything where you have to cut bags and ropes and cardboard, this is a great tool, and it's a great substitute for something like this. So if you want to sharpen your blade instead of throwing it away, this guy is your guy. The price point, really, you can find this for 20 bucks, and these are what, 12, something like that. So if you want something a little bit more solid, I would go with this one. You get the triad lock, which also happens to be drop shotty. Despite the knife being on washers, you can still drop the blade down very easily. Yeah, it's really easy to use. You can thumb roll it open, you can flick it open, and being such a tiny blade, it means that you can pretty much carry it anywhere where you can carry a knife. I think the most strict knife regulation that I know about is in Chicago, where you have a 2.5 inches limit. You could carry this guy. This could be a nice road trip knife, because you can really carry it anywhere you go. And for, again, I found this one, it was on sale at less than 20 bucks at Midway. I think it was $17, something like that. The only gripe that I have with this knife is that it's tip down carry. So you have to pull it up, readjust your grip, open it up. And yeah, it would be nice. Maybe I will find a way to put a clip on the opposite side so that you can just pull it and go to town. So overall, I think this is a great utility knife alternative if you don't want to carry something as clunky as this. You can definitely carry this instead. And also for thickness, like, it's much slimmer. It's much slimmer and lighter than that. This is actually really light, because the handles are just Gribery, which is the same material that you find on the Benchmade bug out, if you're familiar with that. So overall, for 30 bucks or less, you might still find this on sale at Midway. I'm not sure, it's been a few months, to be honest, since I got it, but you might still find it for south of 20 bucks. So for that price, I would totally snag one. If you need something for work or for recycle day, where you know that you're gonna be cutting a lot, the ergos on this guy are incredible. Let me show you how it feels if you're wearing gloves. It closes pretty okay. It deploys pretty okay too. So really no issues there. Yeah, this is usually the knife that I recommend to people that just need a knife. I had many people asking me, hey, you know what, like, I just need a knife to open letters and packages, I don't care, steels and stuff, I want something that is easy to sharpen. And this is a US 8, so very easy to sharpen. I always recommend this, and everyone has always been happy after getting one. So yeah, that's my short and sweet review of the Cold Steel Tuff Lite. As usual, if you got some good information from this video, please like, share, subscribe, comment. You all have a good night.